going to handle some business, like actual business, and I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to attempt to go to the grocery store. I do not feel like it, and it's cold, but I got on my Cuddle Duds. Shout out to Cuddle Duds. I don't know if you guys know about it. I don't know if they're racist. I'm going to throw that out there because I don't knowingly promote a racist brand. So I'm throwing that out just in case. But I got turned on to Cuddle Duds because the president of the company I used to be affiliated with, his wife, who is also my boo. This is pre-hot flashes, right? So they knew I was always cold. I'm talking about I was always cold. Like in the middle of the summer, like in the summertime, I always had a coat, a jacket. But it was a coat to everybody else. But I always had a jacket with me, and I used said jacket. I know a lot of people carry jackets with them just in case, but I actually wore mine all day. Like I would come in with my jacket. This is summertime. I'm not exaggerating. I would come in with my jacket on and a scarf around my neck, and also a pin in my hair. I would have my hair back in a pony like this, or up in a bun, and I would always have my pins sticking out of that I write with sticking out of my head. That was me walking around with the jacket and the scarf around my neck, the wool scarf around my neck, and ink pens in my head. So anyway, one Christmas she brought me some Cuddle Duds, and if you don't know, Cuddle Duds are undershirts, and they're the thinnest undershirt shirts ever, but they feel silky. So they're, well, I guess that will help me describe how thin they are. So they're thin like silk, and they even feel silky. But they block out all air and wind. I knew it worked because I didn't have to walk around in my jacket on the days that I wore my Cuddle Duds. I might still have my scarf around my neck though. So then after post Cuddle Duds, I was walking around with the scarf around my neck and the pins in my head. I was able actually to take the jacket off. But right now, as you can see by how I keep rolling the window down, I'm having moments. I'm going to dose up very well when I get home and do a couple of videos. It is raining today, but I'm not pressed about keeping my hair covered because I might also make today a wash day. I want to see my sister, but she's on tour right now, and I'm not with her, running around with her. I miss her though. I miss my brother. I miss my sisters, all my sisters, my nieces and nephews, and I miss my family. I am missing my family. Am I the only person who prefers? Look, being an introvert causes you to do some things differently, a little differently. Like, I always back up in my parking spots for the most part, like 80-90% of the time, but I back up into my parking spots. And I never thought about why I do that, but I'm thinking that I do that so that when I'm ready to go, it started when I used to go out go dancing all the time. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. You know, when it's time to leave, I want to pull out. I want to look both ways and pull out and be gone. I don't want to back up. I don't want anybody. You know, I think, now that I think about it, I had a couple of people that were watching me the whole night, which is not unusual. I've had people do that. But I've had a couple of people go as far as to follow me when I leave to the car because they were watching me all night and wasn't man enough to say something to me. You know, they couldn't just come and talk to me. It might not have gone well. Probably wouldn't have. But what are you going to do? You know, you gotta, that's why they call it manning up. You say something or you don't. You and if they leave and it turns out that they why park right next to me? Why? There are a lot of parking spots. Thank you. So yeah, so they followed me out to the parking lot, and it was like, you know, a nice enough conversation. It was actually a decent enough conversation. It probably had a better conversation catching me at the car than they would have in the actual club. They probably would have came to me with some weak punk ass shit. But they caught me at the car, and they actually had a normal conversation for me at the car because it's probably uncomfortable for both of us. But bitch, you should have said something. You should have said something. It might not have turned out well, but if you would have approached me the same way you approached me at my car, it may have turned out well. But you didn't. You wait till I got in my car, and when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. When you talk to me on the way out of the door, or when I'm at the car, I feel like I was your last ditch effort. And I'm nobody's last ditch effort. That's not gonna be it. That's not gonna be it. There are 2 directors I know right now who either weren't interested in working with me because I didn't get the parts that I went for, or they weren't, you know, bottom line, I didn't get the part. And I'm not salty about not getting the part, but when you do some shit like this one in particular guy, he's done several indie films and they had somewhat of a budget, but someone asked me to contact him really, and so I contacted him and I went to audition for a role in his next project that he was actually making a film out of a book that had been written, which is, you know, common. He was making a film out of the book, and I went to audition for a role. And after the audition, he was like, "We already are looking at someone for that role, but there's this other role that we'll be interested in." I'm not the only person this has happened to. This has happened a lot, and I get it, you know. And plus, they don't know me. If you don't know me, I get it, right? The thing is, you don't allow me to come in and audition for a lead role, and instead offer me an extra role, not even a featured extra. Okay, an extra role. Shout out to extras. Y'all make the reality happen in film. You know, every little contribution is priceless in the creation of bringing a scenario to an audience. So shout out to y'all. But I'm not coming to audition for a lead and leave with your extra role, boo boo. That's not gonna happen. I'm not a diva, but that's what's not gonna happen. So he offered me the extra role, and I declined and went home. I mean, ain't nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to talk about. Because at this point, if you do something like that, like I don't even want. Anyway, so I think I openly laughed. I believe I openly laughed when he said that to me. Because I've heard of it. I heard of it happen to other people. But it didn't make sense to me. There are levels. And if you're not dealing with a career extra, because there are career extras, people out there that just want to be in a movie. You know, they don't need to have a role any more significant than extra. They just want to, you know, and I get that. I don't have no problem with that. Like I said, I respect it. Y'all make the movie. Y'all bring the realism to the movie. Because that background business is what makes it pop, really, in a lot of cases. But anyway, I've had a director to decline to work with me, and another chick got the role, and boy, did they regret working with her. Woo-wee. That's what you get. I enjoyed every bit of that. I'll tell y'all about that someday. So, but anyway, so I didn't get the role. Well, eventually, I did a film, and we were at the screening. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get my starts together. So maybe I shouldn't do my hair yet. Oh crap, I forgot to get... Mr. will pick it up for me. That's how it looks when you feel loved. What is wrong with me that I can't pick up a phone? I get why some of y'all don't like me. Thank you, mister, for loving me. Thank you, Adele. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, CJ Ola. Mom, Dad. Did I say BJ? It's my baby sister. Thank you, Adrian. I'm gonna stop calling you Becky Bay, too. Because Becky doesn't have a good connotation. Yogi Bay. That's you, Adrian. Yogi Bay. Because Becky's out here doing things that you don't want to get credited for, boo-boo. Thank you, Zara and Alfred. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Super Sly Fox. Thank you, Rasan. Thank all y'all for the little things that are priceless to me. The love you show, understanding the moral balance, the stances you take for what is humane, and how I can look you in your eye and you don't have to flinch because you are naturally a genuine human being. Because sociopaths get uncomfortable around me. They can't figure me out. So, and they're never sure just how much I know. But they know enough to know that I possibly know. Until they try to pawn some bullshit off on me long enough to know for a fact that I know better. And then they're just completely uncomfortable around me because I blow their cover. But for the people, those people that I don't even necessarily know, but you're a genuine person. To everyone who doesn't know me, that I sent out a constructive suggestion. With tough love, though. Because people tiptoeing around y'all asses will make y'all stay in the same rut. But for those people, there have been a couple of people that I have, thought about it. And I was like, let me just present this in the most neutral way possible. Because they're going to be offended. Because when they really look at what I'm saying, they'll have to look at their own choices. And then they'll think I'm throwing shade at them or being a hater. But there have been a couple of people that have looked at what I said, and they probably understand how the average person could be offended or take it abrasively, take it as an antagonistic comment, but they looked at it and they saw the love in it. I thank y'all, because you're a grown-ass motherfucker. And I'm telling you, everybody of adult age is not grown. Shout out to you. Shout out to the 7 of y'all that actually can handle the constructive criticism you actually get on camera and ask for. Shout out to you. You're 7 in a million. 7! I would venture to say 4, but there may be 7 of you. In the world, y'all. Well, in this nation. Because as rare as there may be, I am sure that there must be a country or two that actually is built on love and unity. And they, therefore, produce and profit as a unified community. I know that's how we sell ourselves in America, but that's not what we are. We're not that. And the tragic part is that that the thirst for that very dollar is what is going to run your finances right into the ground. You're going to be broke. Because you're so greedy for a dollar. Having no clue that there are productive communities that work together and they thrive. Not based on what they can cram down people's throat and make them spend money on, but they thrive because of their unity. If you, I remember being in grade school and knowing the definition of business is the handling of other people's money. And so when people start, seeing themselves as entrepreneur-minded or professional, the key was to take care of the customer. And so the theme was customers always right, or customers first, but that's not what it is now, today. In this country. And that's why we are so poor. And we are, in fact, Mr. called this a few years ago. I usually predict stuff like this. But Mr. said, if Ronald McTrump becomes president, if that clown wins, we are going to become the third world country. This is what he said. He said, well, this is going to become a third world country. This sounds like some me shit. That's the reason why I latched on to it so much. And I've been watching it happen, watching it unfold. He said if he becomes president, we're going to become the third world country. You know how we're always looking at other countries and how the poverty and all that? He said we're going to become that. We're going to be that. The scenario that he drew was to, like, how we go to other countries when there's oppressive, apartheid, people being slaughtered, Taliban coming after people. We run over and help everybody. Except for Miramar, who was smart enough to reject our help. In certain parts of Haiti, who are wise enough and have raised their children properly and are smart enough to reject America's help. Because with our help comes colonization. And within that colonization, they already see where our greed has taken us, humanely speaking, and they're not interested in sacrificing humanity for things. They didn't want to do that. I admired them ever since I heard about that. I admire Haiti, even though, Haiti is accepting relief, and and they needed it. They needed it, so as did the tsunami victims. But apparently Haiti is raising their children in awareness.
Oh, okay. Maybe Americans need to help Haiti put things back. Is that right? I'm not going to take your stuff. I'm not going to take your stuff. Can I say something? I think you have. This is your next president. Right? He is the president. He is the next president. No, she is not wrong that America in history has not been good to Haiti.
So, yeah, we are indeed becoming the third world country, if we're not already. But his theory, his question was, okay, so when we're being enslaved and when we're being oppressed, and when our government commits genocide on us, who comes to our rescue? If we were the superpower that went to rescue everybody else, when our country starts murdering us, when our government, develops a medical system, a pharmaceutical system that murders us, commits genocide on us, when they start harvesting organs and executing population control, who's gonna come rescue us? since we were the superpower. It's kind of terrifying. It's kind of terrifying.